I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
The words that would come back to haunt the former US president. Bill Clinton in front of reporters, defiant in his denial.
These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
And with that, he walked away. But the Monica Lewinsky saga followed him like a faithful hound. It dogged the rest of his presidency, and the press pack sought answers too. Not the ones from White House spokesman Mike McCurry, though.
Because the president's been very straightforward and very clear about what he said, and I think most Americans heard him, and they know exactly what he means, and I don't want to get into, you know, a description of different permutations on what is very clearly an unambiguous statement.
That didn't wash, and the questions kept flowing. Clinton couldn't escape wherever he went. In July of that year, Lewinsky gave investigators a semen-stained blue dress she had worn during a meeting with Clinton. She claimed they had had 9 sexual encounters, including one with a cigar tube.
Wait. Everybody got a question. Let me give you the answer to all of them.
But he knew things would come to a head.
I know. Yes, I did. I heard all of you shouting about it. I am looking forward to the opportunity in the next few days of testifying. I will do so completely and truthfully. I am anxious to do it. But I hope you can understand why, in the interim, I can and should have no further comment on these matters. Thank you very much.
Are you standing by your public statement on Monica Lewinsky, Mr. President?
At an event in August, more questions were shouted about the thorny issue in the White House Rose Garden.
President, are you concerned about Lewinsky testifying today?
Clinton's ability to start the Marine Band with a salute was sarcastically commended by the press corps.
Are you sticking with your story, your denial?
Turned to his left in that smart salute to the Marine Band. On cue, they began playing as loud as they could, which is beautiful music. But I mean, you got these things down pat.
Soon he would face the music after agreeing to testify and answer perjury charges in the Senate by independent counsel Kenneth Starr. The questioning over the precise definition of sex made gripping TV when it was released.
3, 2, 1.
You could be prosecuted for perjury and/or obstruction of justice.
I believe that's correct. These encounters did not consist of sexual intercourse. They did not constitute sexual relations as I understood that term to be defined, and in an effort to preserve the dignity of the office I hold. This is all I will say about the specifics of these particular matters.
My question is oral sex performed on you within that definition as you understood it?
As I understood it, it was not, no.
And Monica Lewinsky says that while you were in the Oval Office area, you touched her breast. Would she be lying?
That is not my recollection. My recollection is that I did not have sexual relations with Ms. Lewinsky, and I'm staying on my former statement about that.
If she
my statement is that I did not have sexual relations as defined by that.
If she says that you kissed her breast, would she be lying?
I'm going to revert to my former statement.
Okay. If Monica Lewinsky says that while you were in the Oval Office area, you touched her genitalia, would she be lying? And that calls for a yes, no, or reverting to your former statement.
I will revert to my statement on that.
If Monica Lewinsky says that you used a cigar as a sexual aid with her in the Oval Office area, would you be lying? Yes, no, or won't answer?
I will revert to my former statement.
I just am going to ask you again, in fact, direct you to answer the question.
I'm not going to answer that question because I believe it's a question about conduct that whatever the answer to it is, does not bear on the perjury, because oral sex performed on the deponent under this definition is not sexual relations. Indeed, I did have a relationship with Ms. Lewinsky that was not appropriate. In fact, it was wrong. It constituted a critical lapse in judgment and a personal failure on my part for which I am solely and completely responsible.
Bill Clinton was eventually impeached and later acquitted by the Senate. He completed his second term in 2001. Lewinsky went quiet, went to university and lived in various places. Now, opening up in a magazine interview, she said it was time to stop tiptoeing around her past and other people's futures, and that she was determined to have a different ending to her story. Talking about the affair, she said it was consensual, that she suffered public humiliation and abuse as she was made a scapegoat.
Keep putting people first.
The Monica Lewinsky scandal became a blotch on Bill Clinton's time in office. It was a stain that left its mark. But the former president remained in the public eye throughout, with his wife by his side, a wife who many say could become a future female president.